Good morning, students. Today we'll start our next chapter. Don't forget to mention your name, class, section, and roll number below in the comment section. Watch the video carefully.
Hello everyone. Today we'll start with History Chapter 6, The Revolt of 1857. So let's begin. By 1857, the British had established colonial domination over a major part of India through arbitrary method of annexation and harsh economic policies. The kings, queens, peasants, landlords, tribals and soldiers were all affected in different ways. Indian historians call the revolt of 1857 as the first war of independence. Though the revolt of 1857 might have begun as a mutiny of sepoys, it soon revealed its true colors as a platform for mass struggle. That is why it is not incorrect to call it the first war of independence. The revolt of 1857 was not a mere spontaneous uprising caused by localized displeasure against some arbitrary administrative decisions. It had deep underlying political, social, economic, religious, and military causes. To begin with, we would start with political causes. As you have read earlier, Lord Dalhousie applied the doctrine of lapse widely. According to this doctrine, he took over all the territories whose rulers had died without leaving any natural male heir. When the Peshwa Bajirao died, his adopted son Nana Sahib was refused the pension which his father had been getting. Then the Mughals felt humiliated, etc. Then, second is economic cause. The weavers employed in the textile industries lost their job. There was a great loss for handicraft industries too. The commercial policy of the British was directly opposed to Indian trade and commerce. They collected as much land revenue as they could squeeze out from the peasants. The peasants and zamindars wanted to get rid of themselves of this revenue collection systems. Heavy taxes had been levied on the Indian people, but people did not have the capacity to pay them. Then is social cause. British wanted to abolish sati and stopped child marriages. While this was a good thing, many Orthodox Hindus thought they were trying to change the social order. The English preached Christianity through educational institutions while ridiculing Indian religious beliefs. People believed that as soon as railways reached some corner of the country, the English influence would follow and undetermine the existing social order. Than religious causes. Christian priests were openly trying to convert Indian people. There was dissatisfaction among the Indians that grew with the spread of Western education. Then military causes. There was a great degree of inequality of treatment between Indians and European troops. Even a newly recruited English officer considered himself superior to the Indian Subedar who served under him. Low salaries and ill treatment meted out to Indian sepoys shook their loyalty to the British and to the army they had set up. Forbidden to wear the caste and sectarian marks. Then there were the last cause, that was immediate cause. Immediate cause. In 1856, a new model of Enfield rifle was introduced and issued to the Indian sepoys in place of the earlier old rifles. The cartridges were said to be greased with the fat of cows and pigs, though the British government denied. The Indian sepoys refused to use these cartridges since the paper covering the cartridges had to be bitten off before they could be loaded into the rifle. These greased cartridges offended the religious sentiments of Hindus and Muslims. On being forced to use them, Mangal Pandey, a sepoy of the Barakpur regiment, rebelled and was hanged. The outbreak of revolt. The Great Revolt began in Barakpur, a town to the north of Calcutta. The news about the new cartridges spread from one place of the country to other. The British government suppressed the uprising at first, but Barakpur was again stirred with excitement. The Indian soldiers at Barakpur refused to use the greased cartridges. A sepoy called Mangal Pandey triggered off the revolt at Barakpur by refusing to use the cartridges. He fired at an English officer, was arrested and subsequently hanged. He was the first martyr of the revolt. On May 9, 90 soldiers of the army stationed at Meerut, 57 kilometers from Delhi, also refused to use the cartridges. 85 of them were disarmed, arrested and jailed for 10 years. The next day, on May 10, the whole of the Meerut army was in revolt. The soldiers stormed the jail and released the prisoners. All the British officers were shot dead. The soldiers now marched to Delhi, where the local infantry joined them and killed all the British officers. The old Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar II was proclaimed the ruler of India. Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Bareilly and Jhansi were the main centers of the revolt.